All right, I feel like we're saying the same thing we just said a few weeks ago. Wrapping up a band. Fourth video for Van Halen.
Well, okay, so we're doing David Lee Roth today, and I don't even know why we're doing David Lee Roth.
Because you don't think he has.
No, because nobody cares about him. Nobody cares about me.
Which is interesting. I always thought he wrote that. And here it's like from way back when. It's like a musical song.
Yeah, I love the video. The video is awesome.
Those two.
All those impersonators that he gets through, and he's Willie Nelson with the horse. Boy George. I'm trying to think of all the people.
Okay, Cyndi Lauper.
Okay.
And the Michael Jackson one's the first one he comes on, which is weird because you see the people behind him, they have bongos. When does Michael Jackson have a bongo song? Okay, so Michael Jackson, Cyndi Lauper, Willie Nelson, Culture Club. I think I'm missing one more. Billy Idol.
Billy Idol.
Killed him.
Yeah.
Actually, two people died in the
video.
video.
That wasn't even his first video on it. That was played like, every hour? And like they had the segment where he talks first.
So he's like Weird Al.
Yeah, Dave TV, I think it was, on MTV. So.
And that's probably why we liked the beginning of Going Crazy.
Because but before that, he did California Girls.
That was first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which... Did he do his own material ever?
I thought this was neat. Okay, so he had an EP called Crazy from the Heat.
And everything was somebody else.
4 songs.
All of them from somebody else.
Easy Street was on there, and that was originally played by Edgar Winter Group. And that's fascinating because Edgar Winter plays on this EP for 3 of the songs.
Okay.
And he plays this, I mean, he played the keyboards and saxophone. So he must do the California Girls at the beginning, and the saxophone in Just a Gigolo. He must do
how funny is that?
Okay. Solo.
So he leaves Van Halen. Well, he didn't leave right away. For the EP, he didn't leave, but his complaint was he didn't like the direction was going with all the keyboards.
Yeah.
And so he puts out an EP with all these keyboards. Hypocrite much? Anyway, and then he did That's Life, which was a Frank Sinatra song on the next album.
Yeah. And California Girls, which is the Beach Boys. And then something called Coconut
Grove?
Grove?
Okay. Could have been Grove, I don't know. There's Tobacco Road.
Okay, yeah.
Which is also somebody else's song.
Yeah, and I wouldn't like that song, based on the fact that I don't like coconut.
Don't you?
I don't like coconut.
Coconut cream pie is
I hate coconut, yeah.
And pudding. Coconut pudding's pretty good. But you know what? It makes sense that he did all these covers because when they were with Van Halen, he liked doing all these covers.
Yeah, Diver Down. Is Diver Down? Yeah, it had...
You Really Got Me and Pretty Woman.
Well, Pretty Woman and Dancing in the Street.
Yeah. So, anyway, we just did Peter Gabriel. He's like the opposite of
We just did Whitney Houston, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking recently.
Okay.
Peter Gabriel, he leaves Genesis. Now, I wouldn't say Genesis was on par with Van Halen when he left.
Right.
But it was the best album.
Van Halen was at their top.
Yes.
It's their only #1 album.
So Peter Gabriel leaves,
right.
And it took him a while to get, up there on the charts. He leaves and he's on the charts immediately.
Right.
So who does it remind you of? Anybody? Is there anybody similar to that? Somebody leaving a band?
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
I mean, Ozzy Osbourne when he left Black Sabbath?
Gloria Estefan left Miami Sound Machine and she was on her own, but she was pretty much... Well, she was the front man. Eddie Van Halen's front man.
Yeah, but not really similar because the other bands continued.
Yeah.
Right? Genesis continued. Chicago, Peter Cetera.
Okay.
Maybe. He'd be the closest. Even though he's nothing like David Lee Roth.
Yeah, mostly ballads.
Right. Okay, so I didn't do a whole... I mean, I read all the history. I didn't write anything down.
All right, so you want to know what happened to Dave after he left Van Halen. We already know that because they told us that he went to Hollywood and he became Hollywood America's favorite game show host.
Not mine. Why was he a favorite game of
Hot for Teacher. At the end of the video, they showed what everybody did.
I forgot about that.
And they said, that's what David Lee Roth went on.
Okay. That's funny. Okay. You know who's a better game show host? Bruce Campbell.
Okay.
He had that one game show and he actually made fun
Oh
of
yeah, it's insulting everybody. Yes, and everybody likes it. Okay.
Alright, so anyways, David Lee Roth, he does the EP. And I always thought that was electronic, but I guess I'm wrong. It just means it was a shorter CD, I guess. Longer than just putting out a record with the single on it. Shorter than a CD. So, man, he should have put all the songs on Eat 'Em and Smile. Though. That would have been a huge album if that happened. But Crazy from the Heat is on a song on the next album.
Going crazy from the heat. Yeah.
So, and today we have climate change, and so there's your explanation.
It's David Lee Roth's fault.
That's why we have so many nut jobs in the world. Climate change. They
went crazy from the heat. Right?
He's getting to everybody. All right. Eat 'Em and Smile, the next album. That was a slogan from a candy company in South Dakota. I don't know if that's why they used it, but
okay. Now, and I've noticed that before. Like when you see people eating or drinking, and then they're smiling. But then I bet at restaurants I'm like, I'm not really smiling. That's kind of weird when you see people
chewing your food while you're eating.
What are you smiling about?
This is really good. No. Next one was a Skyscraper.
Right.
Did you know that album was originally going to be called Cliffhanger?
Which it should be because he's hanging from a cliff.
Yeah.
Why? There's no skyscrapers in sight.
Right. Is a mountain considered a skyscraper?
No, I don't think so. I mean,
and he did that almost a decade before Tom Cruise did it.
Mission Impossible.
Although Tom Cruise did it freestyle, right? No ropes and everything.
Yeah.
So David Lee Roth.
Well, it could be like that one video we saw. Where the guy's like, I can't do it. Where am I supposed to put my hand?
Like, and he's only at 3 feet off the ground.
He's on the ground. Yeah, but it looks like he's way up there.
Yeah, that's pretty good. But I wonder when was that movie Cliffhanger put out? Maybe that's why he changed the title.
That was the 80s, I think.
I think it was early 90s.
Maybe it was like around 1990.
Yeah. So when was that album? That was 88. So he did it first. And then Steve Vai. I did not know there was a... He actually made me think, man, there are some good guitar players, not just Eddie Van Halen. I used to think he was the only one that could do that. But Steve Vai, do you like his three-handled guitar?
Steve Vai, is he the one that was in Bruce Springsteen's Glory Days?
No.
Who's that?
Van Zandt.
Oh, Steve Van Zandt. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't remember his last name. I knew it was a Steve with a V.
Right. There's Stevie Ray Vaughan. So that's if your name's Steve, you have to have a V in your name if you play guitar. Okay, so and then he faded after that.
Yeah.
And so
I was reading a little history from David Lee Roth. He's Jewish, which obviously Roth. Okay, we should have guessed that.
I wonder if his name was originally Rothschild.
I don't know.
Or no, that's British.
Or is it
Rothschild's British.
Rothberg? Rothman.
Does he look Jewish?
So his dad was an ophthalmologist. And that's a person who deals with eyes and surgery and eyes. Yeah. But I read a little episode that said one of his first idols was Al Jolson.
Okay.
Now, Al Jolson is famous
for the blackface.
In one of his movies. And David Lee Roth has, I thought they were little people, but I think they're just children.
Yeah. It's a little ain't enough, right?
Yeah, a little ain't enough, and they're in
moves
blackface
from like the stadium with the cheerleaders to those. Yeah,
yeah. It's only 15 seconds in the video, but I'm like, okay, hey, we want to be like Al Jolson, so canceled. That's fine. Nobody. Every time people you see blackface, like that's racist. What happened to flattery is the best, or no, is it flattery? No, imitation.
Yes, imitation is the best form of flattery.
Yeah. You know, I was like, I did it because I respect that, and I want to show my appreciation for it. What happened to that
You
kind of
see
stuff?
that happening today, like all the people who took away like the names, Washington Redskins,
Yeah.
and the Indians are like, oh, now we don't have representation.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks.
Yeah.
They're fighting to get it back. So
Yeah.
people are idiots.
Speaking of A Little Ain't Enough, that was a song. They had the video there. So the album didn't go anywhere, not really. And so they went on tour. They had, there wasn't that many fans. There was like a third of the fans or something like in the stadiums.
Okay.
So they would cut the song list. I thought A Little Ain't Enough. Why you couldn't? And then it is true that A Little Ain't Enough, because when they didn't sell enough tickets, they canceled that venue. So A Little Ain't Enough. It's like,
Well, that would be-
name coming true.
That would be weird. I mean, you're not gonna have a huge band play for 30 people.
Yeah.
It's like a private wedding party and
Yeah.
a concert. Okay, yeah, by the way, the album's titled A Little Ain't Enough,
Yeah.
but the song is A Lil Ain't Enough.
Oh yeah, well, like Lil Wayne and
Anyways, from there, he still had an album after that, Your Filthy Little Mouth. I once heard a guy at Shears, where we worked before, had a filthy mouth. Some other guy comes up to him and said something filthy. And the guy who's filthy all the time says, "Do you kiss your mom with that mouth?"
oh yeah, I've heard that.
I'm
phrase.
like, it came from you.
Yeah, I remember we walked to a video store that one day when we, they don't have any, those anymore, were VHS tapes, but the two kids that were like young, like 10, 11, and the one kid said the F word, and his other friend said, "Why do you talk like that?"
I remember that.
Yeah.
Nobody, even today, adults can't probably tell you why they talk like that.
Yeah.
You can have same emphasis even without cussing.
Yeah.
So let's get to our top 10. We barely have a top 10. I had to actually
Well, I think we
include-
have, what, 12 songs?
Yes, but in order to get a top 10 for him, I actually had to pull from the mainstream rock, because that's where
Okay.
his stuff would play. He didn't have many that were ranked on
Yeah,
the regular charts.
I also read that where the reason his albums were going down is because that music was going away.
Grunge
was
yeah.
coming in, so...
Yeah. And he only had his band that we seen on those really good concert videos, Yankee Rose, Just Like Paradise,
Yeah.
for 2 albums. So you had to get... Oh, I remember he actually had a guitar player, 19-year-old phenom, who was going to be his guitarist, really, and then he got ALS like
Yeah, so he didn't
that
go.
same
He didn't
year.
go on tour. He did play for the album, but didn't go on the tour.
Yeah, that would have been a shame. Sounds like he was going to be a really good guitar player. So, I forget what his name was, Justin something or other.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay, so honorable mentions. Let's see. Both. No, actually, we have 2 from me, 1 from you. But as odd as it sounds, one of the songs we both had in our top 10, but it still didn't make it. Go figure. That's because of the ones that one of us didn't like, the other liked it really high.
Right, okay.
Okay, so that song was Easy Street. Didn't make it, but we both had it in our top 10. The one extra one that I had was Tobacco Road. When I went back and listened to it, I'm like, yeah.
Did I? I don't think I had that. Tobacco Rose one of you did Spanish, right?
I think so.
Okay, I didn't like it, but there's probably a few other songs that I hated worse, so that's why it was a little higher. But
Okay.
I didn't care for it.
All right. So the first one that's the only one, number 10, comes from the last album, Your Filthy Little Mouth. That's She's My Machine. You had this at 12.
Right.
I had it at 8.
Yeah. Now, if you're talking about a woman, oh, he's never been married either, so
Never.
he probably doesn't have kids either. I'm assuming.
Unless it's accidental.
Yeah, maybe that's kids he doesn't know about. Right. Okay, so She's My Machine would be his robot partner that he built. He's not
Which
with
Sammy Hagar did in that one video. But or she's AI. It could be AI now.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
like the movie Her with
Is
Joaquin
a
Phoenix.
machine? Yeah, I guess Her. That was a pretty good movie.
I liked it. Yeah.
Did you see the video for this thing?
Yeah, I watched it.
So you got the hitchhiker getting in several vehicles. They got weird things going on. But I'll tell you what, the one scene I wish they would have shown it was the semi that was jackknifing. And here comes the back, and he's like this way, and it's coming, and it never showed whether it just kind of cleared him, and he didn't know it. It didn't show. Did it hit him?
So, but most likely now, I've known people in the past that, like, well, okay, I know for one person for sure, but I think I have had other people where they'll name their car or something like that.
Yeah.
So
I worked with a girl who named her car.
yeah, it was Maria. That was her car's name. I'm like, Maria. My car is not named. I don't need to name a car.
No, and we could name. We know there's cars that have names. Kit.
Oh yeah, and you've seen
not a she.
And you've seen where like they're trying to start it and it's not starting. They're like, oh come on, baby. so that must. I'm assuming she's my machine. That would make more sense that way.
Unless you're Michael J. Fox in Back to the Future, he hit the car.
Yeah, and it started.
All right, number 9, coming from Skyscraper. D good. I'm not cussing. I don't have a filthy mouth.
Yeah, I forgot about this song when I heard it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I remember this on the radio.
Yeah,
but I hadn't remembered it for.
I had it at 13. You had it at 7. It's the one that the guitar sounds a lot like the Led Zeppelin song.
I think the guitar is awesome. It's acoustic, pretty much.
Yeah, it's acoustic, but it's a Led Zeppelin-ish song, which is kind of why I put it down there. But yeah, that he's a pretty good singer on that type of song.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so that was number 9. Number 8, coming from A Little Ain't Enough. Another one I did not have in my top 10. Sensible Shoes. I had it at 11. You had it at 8. And look at the video. Shoes wasn't the issue. It was that outfit he was wearing, where the pants came way up to here.
Right, so I was like, hey, at least I have sensible shoes on. Yeah, with the rest of your outfit.
Luckily, that video is in black and white, so we don't actually see the clownish outfit he has on. All right, so, and that was not a great song. You have that. Above She's My Machine. Go on now. Okay, next one up also comes from A Little Ain't Enough. It's A Little Ain't Enough. Both of us have this at 9.
Yeah.
And that's, again, the Blackface song.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, and I like this music, so it beats those two for sure.
It does. And I wonder, he's in with the cheerleaders. He's trying to outshow the cheerleaders with his dance moves too. They're doing their cheerleading. Oh, yeah. And he's like, oh, you think that's something to watch? This!
Yeah, I mean, like, he's famous for the high kick, right?
He is. Yeah. Whether he can do that, still, I don't know.
Probably not.
But, yeah. And so, where does he live? Well, he lives all over. He's got houses in Japan, Texas.
I think he was born in Indiana, though, right?
I didn't look right. He's Jewish, but I don't know.
I thought he said like Bloomberg or something like that.
All right, so that's number 7, yes. Number 6, amazingly, this is way down at 6, coming from Crazy from the Heat, California Girls. Both of us have this at 6. Not that it's a bad song. I don't think it's a bad song. But because it's not an original, but it is.
Can he do that?
What?
Wow! Every time.
Oh, yeah. His voice has got him.
Yeah, can he do the screams in between the lyrics?
And that video, that video is okay, right? It's not like Just a Gigolo. Reminds me of, Elton John, I'm Still Standing, where he's going through the girls. Yeah. A lot of people did that.
Little pervy.
Yeah, but and supposedly Jane Levy's from Frasier is in that crowd of tourists.
Yeah.
Weird tourists.
Oh, the weirdest thing I've seen her, and she was actually one of the girls in Benny Hill.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
And I've seen a clip of her doing that. So.
Yeah, but why does it end with a Twilight Zone voiceover? That doesn't make sense. You didn't start that way. Like, are they somewhere unusual?
It should have started if it's gonna end that way, start like
Yeah.
Hot for Teacher.
Right. Yes. Okay. Next one from Eat 'em and Smile. It's Yankee Rose. Both of us have this one at 5. And if I'm correct, this one does have the better beginning in the grocery store. Remember that guy?
No.
You didn't see the whole video?
I can't. You have to remind
He's
me
like
because-
the Indian guy. He's got the hairdress on, and various people are coming up to the counter. First you get the Mexican couple.
Okay.
The one lady's pregnant and he's fat, and they just got married apparently. But then you get the black woman who brings all the breath mints up, and he takes some, trying to get a kiss from her.
Yeah, okay, I remember. It's just been a while. I've watched these videos like
you gotta
a month
watch
ago.
that.
So.
Then the next one, she's like, I need a laxative. He said, not in my store, you don't. And then David Lee Roth in the Indian head.
Yeah, okay.
He's like, give me anything and a jelly donut. What? Anyways, so that's nothing to do with the song.
Yeah.
Just the setup. The song, you know why I put it down at 5 though?
Right.
Specifically, the guitar part where he makes it laugh.
Yeah.
It's like,
Alright.
it kind of
So
ruins
yeah, it kind of makes it talk, but not in the way Peter Frampton did. Where
Right.
Peter Frampton makes his voice.
Correct.
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. So there's a video online where David Lee Roth is on stage and he has this kid come up, and the kid plays a guitar and he plays Eruption.
Okay.
Eddie Van Halen's Eruption. The kid looks like he's only 14 years old. But
Really?
he's playing, and he's really serious. And he's doing this. He can't. Don't bother me. You're gonna. If I listen to you, I'm gonna mess up. So he's playing this. Okay. David Lee Roth's impressive. Go, wow, man, this is awesome. I'll tell you. Here's good. Oh wait. Here he's still playing it. And he's playing while David's talking. David's like, this guy's say, so if you're a real guitarist, he goes now, wah 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 wah, and the guy just keeps playing Eruption, and he's not doing, because. He can't. That's all he knows. So I'm like, okay, he just kind of embarrassed the kid a little bit.
Right.
Because he just won't stop playing this thing. He's doing a really good job, but he's not able to do it. Steve Vai does in Yankee Rose.
And he went home and cried. Number 4. Stand Up. No. Both of us put this at number 3.
Yeah, cool bass part.
I was about to say that. Cool. Very boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that's how you do it. Today's music. You never hear a bass anymore, right? Unless it's in a machine. All right. So yeah, Stand Up. Probably my last really favorite song of his, because it came from Skyscraper.
Yeah.
Once you get past Skyscraper, not a fan of those.
Yeah, if you were to buy, would you do Skyscraper or Eat 'em and Smile?
Probably Eat 'em. Dang it, I don't know.
Skyscraper had Just Like Paradise, which is one of his best known songs.
Right, maybe, yeah, probably Skyscraper. Man, had he put those first EP songs on Eat 'em and Smile, then you get that one.
90210, Beverly Hills 90210, asked if they could have that as their theme song.
Just Like Paradise?
Yeah, and they didn't ask David Lee Roth, they asked the
idiots
management, and they said no.
No, I think they actually asked 2 of the members of the band that weren't Dave, which is dumb. Did they write the song? Yeah, so whether he would have said no or not, I don't know. But it's not really, talking about Beverly Hills. So
No, but
the cover of Eat 'em and Smile, where he's in the water, is from the Seychelles.
no, that's Crazy from the Heat.
Oh, Crazy from the Heat. You're right. That's what I meant. I got the covers in my head wrong. All right, where are we at? So we just said Stand Up was our number 4. Number 3, excuse me, Just a Gigolo / I Ain't Got Nobody. 2 songs that aren't supposed to be together, but always are. You had this at 2, I had it at 4, which is why it squeaked in above Stand Up.
Yeah, you don't really hear that word a lot.
What? Gigolo?
What was the movies?
Rob
with,
Schneider.
Yes, Rob Schneider. What are they called?
Yeah, Deuce Bigelow.
Deuce Bigelow.
Male Gigolo. Probably the only 2 times we've ever.
Yeah, because I mean, well, it had a sequel too. That's amazing.
Richard Gere, didn't he have a movie about?
Oh yes, he did. He did.
I forget what it's called though. All right, so just a gigolo. One other person we forgot to mention, Richard Simmons, was in that video.
Yeah, doing his exercise video. That's right.
Yes, and for kids, they like they're gonna watch this video of David Lee Roth, but his thing got put into SpongeBob, where he goes, "Homely baby lazy billy boobly."
Yeah.
That is it. SpongeBob does that. Okay, so that's number 3.
I just heard a Christmas song that reminded me of Just Gigolo with that Holy Baby, because Happy Holidays. Yeah, it's where he goes, the Happy Holidays, Happy Holidays to you. He goes at the end, he's like, so hoop-de-doo, a dickory-dock, and it made me think of the hoop-de-doo, as if you're making up nonsense words.
What else on this song?
It's cool that there's 2 different songs.
It is. Do you want to know who did these 2 songs together before David Lee Roth, before the 80s? The Village People have it on their CD,
okay.
Macho Man.
Okay.
I didn't listen to their version, but they sing it exactly.
David Lee Roth might be a fan of Village People, which would be why he did the headdress of the
Indian. That's right. There's an Indian village person. Okay. All right. So that takes us to number 2. Song you just mentioned from Skyscraper. It's Just Like Paradise. I have this as my second. Yours is 4, and it's got aside from the mountain climbing at the beginning, that's the best guitar part to start the song. Bang! Oh, it's got the piano first. Do, do, do. Bah, 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 right? It's a pretty cool beginning, and then it gets faster. Well, it kind of loses traction when it gets faster, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So, so that's.
How does he know it's just like Paradise? So and what's he talking about? Is he thinking of the beach? He's like, I'm at the beach. He's probably like Sammy Hader with Cabo Wabo. He's crazy from the heat. He's at the beach there, so he must be like. Or no, he's at the beach and he's saying this.
Must be just like living in paradise.
Yes.
Well, the video is this the video?
What if you get to paradise and it's hell? Like, oh, this ain't what I thought it'd be.
Well, he's climbing a mountain, right?
Yeah.
Talking about Just Like Paradise.
Yeah.
I mean, aside from that one cool shot where he's on the top of the rock, but that ain't paradise. Well, you ever go up mountains?
Yeah.
Watch a movie about people climbing
Yeah.
mountains,
So,
right?
anyways, paradise in everybody's mind. Paradise is something you imagine. It's not something you've ever been at.
Right.
You're like, I can imagine this is what paradise is like. So I'm just rambling.
Yes. This is the video where he does end his this video in his concerts. He does this surfboard above the crowd.
Yeah, it's in the video.
Yeah.
So.
All right, but Paradise is not climbing a mountain because all the people who go to Mount Everest, I watch them. I'm like, I'll never do that.
Yeah.
Because that looks horrendous.
Yeah.
All right, that leads us to number 1, which, if you haven't guessed which song we haven't said, it's from Eat 'Em and Smile. It's Going Crazy. Both of us put it as number 1.
And for the same reason is we love the percussion.
At the beginning of the song. No, he doesn't sustain it throughout the whole song. That would be kind of cool if he could sustain doing that.
No, you can't.
But it's just at the beginning. And then he's the character in the fat suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is cool. And then you got that producer guy also. But
all right, so he has his last album that he's ever done so far is called Diamond Dave. Why is that his nickname?
I don't know.
Is it just because he nicknamed himself because he has that show just
Dave
before,
TV.
he goes, "Hey, it's Diamond Dave here." It's just something he named
I
himself.
don't remember him being called Diamond Dave before.
Did
when
he
was
just
in
name
Van Halen.
himself though?
Yeah.
Probably.
Are you allowed to name yourself? I'm giving my nickname to you. You better call me this. Anyways, yes. So, Going Crazy, #1 song. And do you agree? Do you even like 10 songs from him? Which coincidentally we're going to do a band next week. Also hard to get 10 songs in the list, but we'll do it anyways.
Yeah.
And do you happen to know...
So that's our tie into next week. That they both are like barely gets 10 songs. Unlike Whitney Houston. Now, can we tie David Lee Roth to Whitney Houston in any way at all? No, we can't.
No, and he's still alive. There's for sure not that. Yeah. So you do know who next week is. Too bad, because we had a good joke if you didn't. Do you know who we are gonna do next week? Who could it be now?
Oh, I got you. I was like, "What? Go say your joke already."
Anyways, that's next week. If you can figure it out from that stupid joke, there you go. That's next week. All right, see you then.
Bye.